You don't have to love school for it to be meaningful. You don't have to wake up excited every single morning. You don't have to have perfect grades, and you definitely don't need to be productive 24/7. Because romanticizing school isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional and finding joy in all the small things around you. So, welcome to Romanticizing School 101. And this is definitely not the Pinterest aesthetic version. This is the version that has helped me get through 3 years of high school. So, if you're a student looking to make their semester less draining and more interesting, this is for you. Hi, I'm Yamuna and I'm a junior in high school. And high school can be a lot. The workload's heavier, the pressure is constant, and everyone talks about the future like it's literally happening tomorrow. But today, I wanted to share a couple things that I do to romanticize my school day in a way that's realistic and sustainable without forcing positivity or burning myself out. To be a main character, you don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day or have some flawless morning routine. For me, what it usually looks like is making my favorite cup of coffee in the morning and taking a minute to enjoy it instead of rushing. Sometimes I put in my wired headphones and listen to a playlist I love before school, and the whole experience just makes the morning feel a lot more cinematic. And then there are also the small aesthetic things you can do. This can be as simple as wearing clothes you like or wearing a little bit of light makeup to make you feel put together. But at the end of the day, none of this is about impressing anyone else. It's about making you feel confident enough where when you walk into school, you're like, yeah, I'm ready to take on the day. So all these small things do eventually add up to make your normal day a lot more magical. Most of school is boring. And that's okay. Because romanticizing school starts with accepting that not every day is going to be exciting. But that doesn't mean it has to feel empty. I always try to find comfort in all the repetitive parts of my day, like walking the same halls, sitting in the same seat, opening the same notebook. But instead of rushing through everything, I like to slow down and appreciate them. And once you stop expecting school to suddenly become exciting and start accepting it for what it is, it does become a lot easier to show up. Studying doesn't have to feel like a punishment or something you dread. For me, romanticizing school usually means taking really pretty notes. I like to use a bunch of colors and highlights, not because it makes me feel extra productive, but because it makes the whole process go by a lot faster for me. And with that being said, it's completely up to you to figure out what helps you get the work done. All of this aesthetic stuff is meant to uplift you and not weigh you down. And studying is definitely not a one size fits all process, and it's very individualized. So you may not necessarily work in the same way some of your friends do, and that's okay because it's up to you to experiment and figure out what actually works for you. I also like to make small changes to my study environment to keep me focused. And this doesn't have to be anything dramatic. For me, it's usually going to sit near a sunny window or playing some light background music. But it doesn't have to be like lighting candles. Guys, I don't know why TikTok loves lighting candles before doing anything, but I promise you don't need to light a candle to have a proper study session. For me, I hate being timed. I know a lot of people like suggest the Pomodoro method, but I just can't stand having a time limit to do anything. Like, I'm doing homework, I'm not taking a test. I need my own time to work through everything. So usually what I do is I make a huge list of everything I need to do, and then I just go through the tasks one by one. And whenever I finish doing a task, then I take a break. I know it's not very time efficient, but it's what helps me not burn out, because at the end of the day, the goal is to protect your energy, because your energy is what's going to keep you going, and you can't burn all of it out in one day. School is important, but it's definitely not your whole identity. And my teacher actually gave me a pretty good analogy for how a teenager's high school life goes. She says to look at your whole high school life as a triangle. And the triangle, the 3 points are sleep, grades, and social life. And all three of these matter equally. So if one corner gets too small, the other parts suffer, and so does your energy. And this version of you that's stressed and stuck in a routine, worrying about every grade, won't last forever. I know it may seem big now, but I promise this is completely temporary. And it doesn't mean you rush through or ignore what's happening. It just means you like survive while giving space to the other parts to thrive. And guys, you can still care about school and still have a life, because balance isn't optional, it's necessary. So let yourself go out into the world and explore the other parts of teenage life that's not inside the classroom, because your social life matters just as much as your school life. And this may seem obvious, but guys, go to class, Be present, not just physically, but mentally as well. Ask questions, don't fall behind, and definitely don't be too hard on yourself because you're trying the best that you can, and that's all that matters. And if you're also someone trying to romanticize school while still surviving high school, you're definitely not alone. And if this video helped you, come back whenever you need it for more motivation.